Oh, okay.
Who here has ever been told the advice, follow your passion? That should be almost everybody, right? Do what you love what you do. This is, I have to say, some of the worst advice that was ever given to me. And it took me over the course of a short career to really realize this. I remember back in high school, I was set. I was different. I was different than all my other classmates. I knew what I wanted to do. I was going to be a great chef. I had the opportunity to be on the culinary team. I won state competitions. I won $48,000 in scholarships. I even skipped the whole culinary school thing because I got accepted to a James Beard award-winning restaurant as a cook at 18 years old to get paid to learn rather than pay to learn. And that led me to working in some excellent kitchens at a young age, but not at a great cost. I thought I had it all figured out. You know, one day I'm going to be a great chef. I'm going to win my Michelin stars. I'm going to win James Beard awards. I'm going to become like the Grant Achatz, the Thomas Kellers of the world. And there was a lot of struggle, obviously, working at such a high level in anything you do. It takes a lot of, I wouldn't say passion, but a lot of drive. It wasn't until I had my first plates thrown at me, getting smacked over the head with wet towels, having my dishes literally smashed up against my chest, being told I'm a piece of worthless dog shit, all these things. It took me plenty of that to finally realize, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. And now you may be thinking, well, of course it's really tough. Maybe you're just working in a bad kitchen and you should have just stuck with it. You know, see where it goes. It's the hardest path with the least resistance, right? And that's what I thought. That's what I told myself. Every time I would go to the next kitchen, I would say, if only I was working at Alinea, or if only I was working at Noma, I would go there and work at that kitchen. And when I get there, I would say the same thing again. Only I was working at Mugaritz. Only I was working at Next. I would be happy at those kitchens. Us cooks in the fine dining, we all said that. Every single place. I don't know how many jobs you have worked at in your youth, but I've worked at 9 kitchens in 8 years. Some long, some average, and some short. I was basically like a hopeless romantic, wandering, searching for the one, with being completely oblivious to the fact that there could have been many places, many people out there that would have been excellent partners. This is what this is akin to. Working in kitchens also made me a neurotic perfectionist. Who here thinks that life is all perfect and peachy keen? No, life is it's not perfect. Things don't always go according to plan. Life is full of joy and has its happy moments, but it also has its dark moments. The times when you struggle, times when you go into work and you're just not feeling it no matter who you are. Even someone like Tiger Woods doesn't feel it on some days. Where is your passion on these days? I'll tell you where it's not there, because passion is temporary. What got me through, I'll tell you this, going through the, waking up in the mornings, dreading getting into work, going to Next Restaurant here for the Alinea group, knowing that I was going to be in fight and flight mode for 12 hours, knowing that I was going to get yelled at by my station partner, was going to get sent home because he didn't have a good night, not knowing if the person across the room wasn't going to show up because 8 no-shows in 4 months because the environment was too rough. It was all going to add more hours to my day. I can tell you this, passion is definitely not what got me through that. It was drive and determination. When I joined the Marine Corps, I was not passionate about the Marine Corps or the military. When my first drill instructor grabbed me and threw me to the ground and told me to give me 100, where was passion going to help me there? It wasn't. Drive and determination are the only things that really matter. These are the tools that are going to get you realistically in life. Passion is not. Passion isn't something that you point to and be like, you know what, that's it right there, passion. No, passion is a state of mind. It's a feeling. You bring your passion with you for whatever you do. It's not a thing that you do. Passions change. It's malleable. It's like personality. How many people here went through several career choices or jumped from major to major before they finally decided what they were wanting to do? Quite a few of you. How many of you who are married or now are in long-term relationships, it took for dating several people to finally settle on that one? Just like Rajan said, gradualness. Life is about gradualness. Passion is a romantic it's a romantic idealization of what your interests are. It's not a healthy way of viewing what you should do. So what do you do in this case if you shouldn't follow your passions? Well, here's an alternative. Get good at something. Be curious. Bring back that childlike curiosity. When you were a kid, you went outside and played. You just did things. No one told you to do things. You skipped rocks in the pond, and you ate bugs, none of that has any meaning, but you did anyway. And you kept doing the things that you liked. You didn't stop doing the things you didn't like. And you should just you should just get good at something and just try stuff instead of trying to find that one thing that's your calling, and while you miss out on all the opportunities. So I leave you with this. We should have a better relationship with the advice of follow your passion. We shouldn't tell people to follow their passion. We should tell people to follow their contribution. What can you add to society? What can you contribute? Because we all because when you get good at something, we tend to like the things that we're good at, and thus we become passionate about those things. So bring your passion with you. Don't point to it. Thank you.